Shalom, shalom. This your boy Rayala coming at you with another lesson. But first and foremost, we definitely got to give all praise to the Heavenly Father and Allah Subhanahu Kodash. We're going to start off by saying, Call, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amath. Definitely want to give double honors to the apostle of GMS and the elder. Definitely want to give honors to my elder, Ahar Wamban Yasal, the Lantern Camp, located in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere believers of this truth. Shalom. There's a lot of prophecy popping off late, as of recently, right, throughout the years, and a lot within the last few weeks. Kingdom rising up against kingdom, rumors of wars, Iran attacking Russia, and Russia allegedly blaming America for it, right? Actually, not even allegedly, they are blaming America for it, and just a lot of stuff going on right now. We got Taiwan got hit with a major earthquake. We got Iran threatening China to attack China as well. Just a lot of rumors of wars going on right now, and a lot of wars coming. A lot of countries coming up against each other. Ukraine being upset right now with America for not supplying them with more artillery. Um, so that's going to bring more strife between America and its allies. Um, America is stretched thin right now, and they have no help. And NATO is about to be is pretty much at war right now with Russia as well, um, with Britain, right? Britain mounting up and getting their soldiers ready to basically go to war with Russia as well, and Finland, and Russia's trying to take back Finland as well. China is trying to take back Taiwan. North Korea's want to take over South Korea. In America, they can't fight all the wars all at once. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is stirring up that pot, man. He's cranking up the heat, right? So we know we're in the beginning of sorrows right now, man. Right, which brings famine, which brings pestilence, which brings diseases and infections. Right, the famine brings lack of food or inflation, right, and also eventually bring famine of the word, right, doing with all these wars, right. The internet will be in blackouts, right. So a lot of us probably going to be in FEMA camps, right. The MOTB is being pushed real heavy right now, right. They have do it yourself, do it at home kits now. I seen a clip on that, allegedly, right. A lady was bought a do it at home kit, and she actually did it herself, right? Which is the micro CHIP of the RFID, right? That people are inserting into themselves and going to get inserted, right? That's the Revelations 13 to 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's the wisdom: let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 666. Right? It's Kai stigma. Right? Stigma meaning something that's going to be pricked into the body. Right? They're going to use something like a syringe to stick it into under the skin, or brand it into the skin. Right, which is also them sticking you in your skin, right, with tattoos. So they got it in tattoo form, right? So it's just a lot of prophecies kicking off right now, right? So let's jump to second address real quick. We're gonna go to 16:1. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia! Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria! Gird up yourselves with sackcloth, with cloths of sack and hair, Salaki. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?" Right? Nobody can drive this destruction that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has set for these people, man. As scriptures say, woe be unto Babylon, right? In this place, America is spiritually known as Babylon, Nineveh, Egypt, the daughter of Babylon, right? It's spiritually known as a lot of places in the Bible, man. This second revised Roman Empire has a lot to pay for, as well as other countries, man. As I said, war into Asia, right? Asia, Taiwan just got hit with a huge earthquake, right? Making builders um straight lean, putting them on the lean, feeling like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, right? These jokes, but you know, so Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai ain't playing. This how we know these are parts of the beginning of the sorrows, and it's only finna get worse from here. It says the largest U.S. egg producer temporarily halts production due to an avian flu at Texas facility, which is the bird flu. It says as avian flu continues to spread in birds across the United States, a major chicken egg manufacturer has temporarily halted production after the highly contagious disease was detected at its facilities. Cal-Maine Foods Inc., that the nation's largest producer and distributor of fresh eggs, announced the positive test results for highly pathogenic avian influenza (HPAI) at its Palmer County facility, Texas facility on Tuesday. The outbreak was resulted in the loss of nearly 1.6 million laying hens and 337,000 pullets, or approximately 3.6% of the company's total flock. As of March 2nd, 2024, Cal-Maine Foods announced this was due to guidance from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Poultry Infections. Avian flu hits dairy products, cattle farms. Could it impact prices? Question mark. The company followed U.S. Department of Agriculture protocol in shutting down operations and said it's working to secure production from other facilities to minimize the disruption to its customers. While there are robust biosecurity measures in place, the egg producer said no farm is immune from HPAI, which is still present in the wild bird population, and the extent of possible future outbreaks. The heightened risk during the migration season cannot be predicted. Despite a recent human infection following an outbreak at Texas cattle farm, the risk of bird flu to the public is considered low, and no person to person spread has occurred, according to the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. Right, so it said despite a recent human infection, right? So somebody just got infected with the bird flu, dealing with cattle. It says an outbreak at a Texas cattle farm. This risk of bird flu to the public is considered low, and no person to person spread. Right. So that's what they say, but you know, so it has now went from just from birds to cattle, now to humans. So the bird flu is now, you know, able to, be passed on to humans. But allegedly, they said person to person contact, right, is still pretty low even with person to person contact. But at the same time, we know what happened during the pandemic. Right, we know about the lies that they spread during the pandemic, just the lack of knowledge that they provided to the people. Right, it says amidst the increase in outbreaks, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration reminded consumers that HPAI cannot be transmitted through safely handled and properly cooked eggs. There is also no known risk related to HPAI, which is the bird flu, associated with eggs currently in the retail market. And as of time of publication, no eggs have been recalled. Right, so I'm still not trusting that. Right. Again, you know what happened during the pandemic. This article reads, says rescuers in Taiwan search for those missing or stranded after major earthquake kills 10. It says Holland, Taiwan rescuers searched Thursday for missing people and worked to reach hundreds stranded within Taiwan's strongest earthquake in 25 years, sent boulders and mud tumbling down mountainsides, blocking roads. 10 people died and more than 1,000 were injured. The powerful quake struck during the morning rush hour a day earlier. Right, so let's jump down to some of the key points just to kind of make the video quick. It says come on. It says nearly 1,100 people were injured in the quake of the 10 dead. At least 4 were killed inside Taruku National Park, a tourist attraction famous for canyons and cliffs and mountains. Highland about 90 miles from Tapi. Right, one person found dead in a damaged building, and another was found in the Ho Rin quarry. Rescuers also carried out the body of a man who had severe wounds on his head, like from a hiking trail. Hundreds of people were stranded when the rocks and mud blocked the roads and leading to their hotels, campground, right, or work site. Though most were safe while they awaited rescue. Right, so just showing you more more catastrophic events that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is bringing to the earth, man. Right? He is, you know, turning up that heat on these nations, man. Right? We in the beginning of sorrows. Second Esdras 16-12. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand, which is Yahweh Shai, that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Right, and that time hasn't come yet. Right now we in the beginning parts of it. It says, "Behold," which is that part is going into the ICBMs during the World War III. All right, doing nuclear fallout. When all these missiles are going to be shot off, 200 million warheads are destined to hit this place. Thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out. Right? Nobody can put this fire out, man. Once this thing gets kicked off, right, which it has already been kicked off, right? Nobody can stop these plagues. Nobody can stop the famine. Nobody can stop World War III. Nobody can stop nuclear war. Nobody can stop these warheads from falling out like a shaking fig tree. Right? These prophecies must come to pass, and they will come to pass. Right? It says, till it consume the foundation of the earth, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon shall not return again. Right? Nobody's gonna be able to stop this destruction, man. Nobody's gonna stop the famine. Right? Nobody's gonna stop the plagues. Nobody's gonna stop the judgment that's coming to these nations, man. Right? Yahweh Bashim Al Shai has an indignation against Esau, Edom, and these other nations, and 1/3 of our people, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which are the Israelites of the Bible. Right? It says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? This is Ed just asking, who was going to deliver him in those days, right? Knowing that he was going to be, back, in these times, right? Meaning reincarnation, as the Bible speaks of reincarnation, right? That he will be back in these times, as are the other prophets, to receive their reward, right? Yahweh Ratazah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, because I always gotta ask, and through Yahweh Shah's name, right, in Yahweh Shah's name, that I'm part of that number, right? The 144 hopeful elect, right? But this is the point of verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. See, we're in the beginning of the sorrows right now and great mournings, and it's only finna get worse from here, right? Civil war, right, is in the midst. We seen a little bit of that, which is going on in Texas, right? That's only finna get worse, and we see all the alleged migrants that's been coming over, right, and allegedly been up in these hotels, right? They with China, with Iraq, different countries, right? They're coming, even people in Israel, right? They're over here waiting for their time. They're waiting. I believe the the it, the people in Iran, I want to say that was ISIS. They just put out a report, I think earlier this week, telling all the all of their other people that spread out in these countries to raise hell and cause chaos, to go out and kill Christians, right? As I was reading in the article, it says 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine, right? Which is as I was just reading stuff like what's going on with the bird flu and these eggs, right? That has potential to get even worse. That'll cut into our food supply. The big old cargo ships hitting our major bridges, which brings in I think the bridge in Baltimore was bringing in $28 million a month as far as products and resources that we needed, right, for the economy um, and for the people. It says, it's just a lot of stuff going on right now, and then it was a few other bridges got hit with ships, right? So it's it could be, I'm not saying it is, it could be these other nations causing havoc in our lands, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is making all this happen, bringing famine and destruction and pestilence to these nations and to America. Right? It says the beginnings of famine and great death, the beginnings of wars, right? So we see happening all across the world right now. Everybody's going to war right now. And the power shall stand in fear. The beginnings of evils, right? And you see Biden. Biden don't know what to do right now, man. He's shaking in his boots. I was reading an article earlier. His wife was telling him to stop the war, stop supporting Israel's attack, make them stop basically going to war with Hamas over there in Gaza. Right, so it's yeah, man, that boy shaking in his boots, man. He's stand right. They should stand in fear. He don't know what to do. Right, it says the beginning, and that's all that's gonna do is cause more havoc during the election, man. With the uproars of the people, right? All the Republicans, the two sides of that one bird, the Republicans and the Democrats. Right, this is gonna be one of the. We thought the last election was going to be like the worst election as far as like how people are going against each other, but this election is really going to bring the heat, right? People, Republicans against Democrats, is going to be a lot of fighting going on, a lot of protesting, a lot of people are going to be getting killed and ran over with cars. You know how it goes during election time. Right. It says the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear. The beginnings of evils, man. We are in those times. We are in the times of evil. Right. It's just getting worse and worse. People hate each other out here, man. And all they want to do is, and then once resources get real thin, and that dollar collapses all the way, right? It's people in America definitely gonna be at each other's throats, man. It's gonna be neighbor against neighbor, as the scriptures say. Thus said Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has put a block on their mind, man, to keep them in pure wickedness, to keep them hating each other and going against each other, to bring forth his prophecies. All right, so let's jump to this is Luke chapter 21 and 11, and it reads, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. All right, 4.7 magnitude earthquake rattles New York. The rumbling was felt by 42 million people from the epicenter in New Jersey all the way to New York City and Philadelphia. This was about seven hours ago, reported on the CBS News. All right. I thought it was going to be an article on this one, but I think it's just a video clip. So let's grab a different one real quick. Let's go to news. Let's go to the first one I see. Magnitude 4.8 earthquake, right, hits New York City region. Right, it says New York, April 5th, which is today, a 4.8 magnitude earthquake struck near New York City, and Friday morning, the U.S. Geological Survey said shaking buildings up. So like shaking buildings up and down the East Coast and surprising residents in an area that rarely experienced notable seismic activity, which is earthquake. The quake's epicenter was in Twissenberry in central New Jersey, about 40 miles west of New York City. It occurred just after 10:20 a.m. Eastern Standard at a depth of 4.7 kilometers. The USGS said at 6:59 p.m. there was a small but noticeable aftershock, which had a magnitude of 4.0 according to the USGS. This is Luke 21:11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. And we see prophecy after prophecy is coming to pass. Right. And these earthquakes are going to continue to happen. Right. These earthquakes in diverse places. It's just not going to be in one spot. It's going to just, that's why I say diverse places. Right. And famines, it's going to continue to happen. The famine is going to continue to happen. This lack of eggs, due to the bird flu, right, which is pestilence and disease, right? We're going to continue to see stuff like this. This actually has been happening for a few years. Another article I was reading about the pestilence of the bird flu, right? They've been researching this, or they've been, I guess, finding different outbreaks since like 2003, but it hasn't been as major. And this is the first time that they have um, reportedly basically this is the first time that they have noted that a human has caught the bird flu from a mammal, which from a cow. So the bird flu passed from the birds to the cow to the human, right? So this is the first known case of that, which is all that's going to do is bring more panic and more chaos and more another shutdown. Right, so it's just prophecy after prophecy happening, man. The pestilence, the just like, a few years back with the shutdown, that was another pestilence. So, pestilence goes into like disease and viruses. Right, it says, and fearful sights and great signs shall be from heaven, be there from heaven. All right, so we got the solar eclipse on April 8th in a few days. Total solar eclipse will take place at the moon's ascending nude of on Monday, April 8th, right, visible across North America. Right, so we see the Lord showing us signs in the skies, right, and then also we also have a pink moon coming up on March 12th, right after the solar eclipse. So we had a solar eclipse like last year. I could be wrong on what year it was, either last year or the year before last. We just had a lunar eclipse last Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Now we have the solar eclipse coming up on the 8th, and then we have the pink moon coming up on April 12th. I mean, yeah, on April 23rd. So like, I didn't mean to say April 12th. On April 23rd, it will be a pink moon in the skies. From what I was reading in the article, saying it won't be as pink as usual, but this is a rare event that's coming up on April 23rd. So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is making nothing but prophecy. For those who don't believe in this truth, man, like it's he's showing you. And most people, the scriptures say, most people gotta see things to believe, right? But he's actually showing you, and just you don't know the prophecies and you don't know the truth, so you're not able to recognize what he's showing us. Right? It says, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. I was watching the video earlier, man. The man was recording a so-called shooting star that he seen, but he didn't know what it was. Personally, I believe it was a chariot, but it was so bright and it was hauling tail, man. But it just the way it was moving, you could tell it wasn't no, like no meteor or something like that. That was a UFO, so-called UFO, which we know is chariots of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, as part of his armory. Right? It says, as well as those ICBMs. All right, from there now let's jump. I'm gonna go to let's go to Matthew 24 and I end it. So there's a lot of prophecies coming to pass, a lot of things Yahweh Shem Yahushua is showing us for us to be prepared. He's letting us know, hey, look, it's the beginning of sorrow, Jacob's trouble as well. This I'm pushing these last few prophecies so I can send Yahushua to come get y'all, man. He's you know he's sick of seeing Esau in rulership as well as us, man. Right? He has an indignation against Esau forever. This is Matthew 24 and 7, and it reads, I'm gonna go to 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? Because we are in the beginning of sorrows, the famine, the pestilence, the death, right? Wars. Right. So we still are in the beginning of those. That's why he say, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled. Right. So when we read, in news articles and see stuff on the news about war, this nation coming up against this nation, right? We're not troubled at that because we actually get excited when we see these things because we see prophecy coming to pass. We see how Bashim Yahushua work at hand, right? Just how the prophets back in the G, you know what I'm saying, back in the D, you feel me? How the prophets was able to see, the works of Yahushua, right? And how other prophets, was able to see the works of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua as well, right? So, we're not troubled when we see these things. We actually get excited because our biggest objective, man, is to make it into the kingdom, right? To serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and be in His presence in these everlasting righteous bodies, man. That's the goal. To never be able to sin again, to be able to do the work um, directly under Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, directly under Yahushua, man. That's that's the goal, to be in paradise, right? So we get excited when we see these prophecies. Verse 7, right? But the point was, but the end is not yet, right? So we see all these prophecies coming to pass, but we still have things to go through. We still have more prophecies to be fulfilled, right? The MOTB still is not fully manifested across the whole globe yet, but it's in the works, right? People gotta stop thinking that prophecies happen overnight, right? Prophecy it's a build up to prophecies, man. It has order to it. Just how everything Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has created has order to it. All right, it says, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, as we see, and kingdom against kingdom, government against government, right, or country against country. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall there Right, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right, so the men that's out here pushing this truth, man, we know during the times of the MOTB, right, they're going to be putting people under the guillotine. Right, we know this is part of the job. Right, so they're going to try to put us to death for the MOTB, for us not taking the MOTB. Right, we rather die on this side than you know what I'm saying, have to face the one that will kill the flesh and the soul, as the scriptures say. Right. So we know these are all the beginning of sorrows, right? The MOTB, right? That's the beginning of sorrows, right? So we know that when when all hell breaks loose and they're gonna be trying to put us in FEMA camps and for us not taking the MOTB and put us to death for not trying to take the MOTB, right? And trying to put us, basically make us cyborgs, make us, you know, do their bidding because they can tap into those CHIPs at any time, just like how they tap into your bank account. When these other countries come, doing cyber theft. So imagine what they can do to something that's inserted in your body. So we know when this when that prophecy is in the midst, as it's in the midst right now, but we know once it's like being pushed heavy and it's being forced, right, we know they're going to be, probably put us in FEMA camps or come to kill us, right? But we're not worried in those days, right? We know we have a covering. We know we have a promise. We know we have protection. We know that a lot of us are going to end up with spiritual powers, right? And it's going to be kicking some tail out here. So we know the affliction is coming. We know Jacob's trouble is coming, right? But this is just a warning to the people, right? Stay up on your prophecies. Keep an eye out for the things that's happening across the world. These famines and these pestilences, right? Keep an eye out for the MOTB. Right, so we got to stay diligent. That's why we blow this trumpet, and we blow the trumpet to warn the people. We blow the trumpet, to get the word out. Right, it's mount up time right now. Right, so Yahweh Ratazah Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. This lesson was edifying. Shalom and DTA.